Thank you. And good evening, everyone. Let me just take this opportunity to welcome Haris and his team. I think who is doing a good job in modernizing Malaysia, uniting Malaysia, and we thank them, we congratulate them for having organized this program. Please give them a big hand. Of course, if Mahathir was there, still a Prime Minister, you wouldn't want to invite me here. Because it was on this very topic of the 20 points that I was put away 20 years ago. That was quite a long time ago. But 20 years in an age of a nation is very short. But, my dear friends, we now are very much aware, many of us, who we are as a nation and who we are as people of this nation. We want to be Malaysians. We want to call ourselves Anak Bangsa Malaysia. But how many of us really know how Malaysia came into being? What were the sacrifices that our founding fathers had to go through in order to come up and agree to form this federation called Malaysia? How many of you have read or even seen the Malaysia Agreement? Ada nggak? Siapa yang pernah nampak Malaysia Agreement? This is it. I think Dr. Chong is looking for this book. How many of you have seen the Intergovernmental Committee report, IGC? Even the 20 points. Many of them are listed there as just a summary. But actually, even 20 years ago, even now, they are not many. I think not even 50% of the population, the educated population. 20 years ago, when what happened 20 years ago? 20 years ago, 20 years ago I was, of course, arrested. But before that, the reason for raising the 20 points has to do with the interference from Kuala Lumpur. And all I said was one paragraph. You know, when PDS was elected as a government by the people in 1985, what happened? There was the chief minister was not allowed to swear in to become the chief minister. In fact, they swore in another chief minister, and we had two chief ministers. It was a very confusing situation, and not long after that, we had bombs here, demonstration there. But if you look at the pictures, if you look back at the pictures, those who were lining up, protesting, were not actually our people. Only the leaders were our people. So this was one of the scenario at that time. And they refused. They means Kuala Lumpur, the leaders of this nation, to accept the fact that the people had chosen a particular party to govern. and they would not want the leader of this party to be sworn in as chief minister. In fact, it happened 2 times. Okay, so we go back to the beginning of Malaysia. How was Malaysia created? We must know the history of Malaysia. How? What is Malaysia actually? Number one, according to the Cobalt Commission and all the history books that were written, all the negotiations that had taken place, the Malaysia proposal was made when the process of decolonization was taking place all around the world. And Britain was forced more or less to leave Sabah, all the colonies. And they had to look at the future. And at that time, of course, Tunku Abdul Rahman made a proposal. He looked at, of course, originally it was just Singapore. But then, if Singapore, actually Singapore wanted to have an independence on its own, but of course Singapore terlalu kecil, so it was advised, well, it's better for you to join, join up with a bigger state, and then you can defend yourself. Because at the time, the issue of domino, the communist domino theory was very rampant. Now the communists coming from Indochina downward to Vietnam, they feared that the next would be Thailand, after that would be Malaya, Singapore, and maybe here in the Borneo territories. So, of course, it was a good scenario to create fear among leaders of these states around Southeast Asia, particularly Singapore, and later on Sabah and Sarawak. Of course, when the proposal was made by Tunku Abdul Rahman, we want to form a country like called Malaysia. Our people in Sabah and Sarawak, although they were not politically educated at the time, they already knew that if this proposal is simply a takeover from Britain, kita tidak mau.